go by himself and try always to avoid his family members, especially now what happened in Middle East. For example, our politicians always, for their kids, they protect their kids, they protect their wives. For example, they live in the country and then every single from their member family live outside. But Imam Hussein didn't do that. Imam Hussein took with him his brothers. He took with him his kids, took with his family members, all of them, and then all his companions. And what's happening today, just to teach us what is going on to be. And what's happening today, something very big. What's going on today is something very big. Today, specifically, and at this age, we are not just fighting with Yazid, or because Yazid at the time of Imam Hussein, it was like a black and white. For example, you would know exactly where is the right ad, and you follow it, and then there's black, you can avoid it. But in this age, black and white is combined. There's a big gray area between. People are lost. People are very lost. People always now try to follow the right way, the right path. Every single day when we go to our prayers, we say 5 times, Ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim. God, guide us to the right path. We want to go to the right path. We want to be in a right path. That's the main message we are now. We are serving the right path. And I hope we are serving the right path because of Imam Hussein and Ahl al-Bayt salamullahi alayhim. Now, this is the surface. Now we are trying to establish the surface. Whatever I said now are from the classics. We've been long time hearing whatever I was saying from every almost single speaker. They always talk like this, including me, because we want to now allow you to know more, to go more in depth about what will happen. In the Quran, in the Quran, we see always that Allah Azza wa Jal, He is talking about the devil and He is talking about the goodness. And there's a big battle inside, big battle. And this battle, it is existing till this moment. Till this moment we have a battle that we are still fighting. But people, because what I said, because there's a big gray area in the middle, people, they're not really knowing what is going on. For example, now we have a lot of kids, alhamdulillah, they're attending masajid, a lot of kids who are attending different places. I was listening to news today, and I heard that there's new type of drugs is around. New type of drugs. What this drug? Is it? I'm gonna mention them just for let you to know what is going on. Is it weed? Is it the weed that we smoke? For example, now our kids, they know what is it exactly. We always try to go search their item if they have weed. No, it's not weed. It's even something newer. Something has more power, more effect. What is it exactly? Is it something, I'm gonna call it the white stuff? Is it the white stuff that you smell it? No, it's not. It is something more complicated. What is it exactly? It's called the digital weed, the digital drug. What is it exactly, the digital drug? I want every single one of you, including all the youngsters, to hear that. Because now you are preparing yourself for something more complicated. You should be prepared for something more complicated. I want you all to hear this, please. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Okay, this new digital drug, what does it do exactly? It is just type of music. It is type of music that people listen to, and the brain will start acting exactly like it is going on drugs. Like for example, when you take the drugs, the physical drugs, your brain will start do exactly same thing when you listen to those type of music. Those type of music. It is exactly the same. And not just that, it is addictive. It is addictive. For example, now you have, for example, you know your kid is sitting inside his room with his laptop. You will say he's safe, alhamdulillah. I have a program that monitor everything bad he do. He block him from all kind of stuff he might happen. I'm blocking him from all bad websites. But is he safe? No, he's not safe. He's still not safe. Why? Because this type of drug is in existence. What is it? It is type of music that we'll be listening to. And then the first 10 minutes while they're listening to it, their brain will start get high. But after a little while, what's going on? If we study the brain, what is going on inside the brain? The brain, Allah Azza wa Jal created it, this brain from nerves, a lot of nerves. And these nerves are not connecting together. Why the science of getting high? Why we get high? Some people they always ask why people get high. The brain by itself, it has some type of substance that it would let it get high. How? By blocking certain type of nerves. When they're blocked, there's no more communication between each other. That's why you feel you are high. So while you are listening to this type of music, while you are listening to this type of clips, it is just normal digital clips, your brain will start blocking all the information between each other, and now we're having something exciting the brain. But by the time passing, all this nerve will start changing. The nerve itself will start changing. Now the regular drugs, for example, you can go take it to rehab and someone will be able to cure himself. If he's strong enough, he doesn't want it anymore, he can cure himself. But what can you do to someone who damaged his brain? What can you do? Nothing. You have someone who is addicted to certain type of music that will get him high. You see what kind of technology we are in now? It is very dangerous. It is very dangerous. We always keep saying, a couple years ago, inside the Quran al-Kareem, there is Surah Qaf. Okay? We say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim Qaf. 2 years ago, it was my first lecture ever. I said there is certain science in the Quran al-Kareem that he's mentioning. Qaf mean the electromagnetic field that existed inside Earth. Why? We get it from Ahlul Bayt. They were talking about Jabal Qaf. Jabal Qaf, the mountain of Qaf. The mountain of Qaf is not a physical mountain. It is the electromagnetic field that it is around Earth. And we are affected by it. We are affected by it. This is how Allah Azza wa Jal will make earthquakes and something like this. And I remember very well, 2 people or 3 people started laughing at me, saying, what is he talking about? What do you mean electromagnetic field? And what are you talking about? Please bring us some verses and start translating these verses, and please do not allow yourself to speak more than what you know. And every time when we say that we need to learn more because we are going to a specific age that is going to be fighting with the devil in a high standard, and people will start laughing. They always wanted the same stuff. The Yazid of this Asr is not the simple Yazid of that Asr. That Yazid before, he used to drink, he used to kill people, he used to be very bad ruler. This Yazid, the Yazid of his Asr, is very complicated Yazid. He is very complicated. It's not as easy as you think. Now in Lebanon, even now, there's a guy, he is pretending to be the Yamani. He is saying, I am the Yamani, and obviously some people is following him, obviously. And what is going on? This person is dealing with the devil himself. And we've been for 2 years saying, if you open the Quran to Surah Sulaiman, and you see what exactly happened in that temple when Saba went inside, she saw the temple, and when she went inside, كشفت عن ساقيها. You know, every time when we say كشفت عن ساقيها, all the translation said what? Said, you know, she thought there's water and she just uncovered on her leg, and people will start laughing. No, actually, this is not the translation for what does it mean كشفت عن ساقيها is. Allah Azza wa Jal does not talk sexually inside the Quran. He doesn't say that. What does it mean by كشفت عن ساقيها is the connection between عالم الدنيا and السماء الرابعة. Yes. This is what does it mean كشفت عن ساقيها. So Saba was able to see the 4th layer of heaven. Saba was able to see the 4th layer of heaven. By the way, Sulaiman built this temple. There's certain type of frequency. If you know what is it, you'll be able to go to the 4th layer of heaven. And now the main attack is on the brain. The main attack, the devil is attacking our brains. The devil is not just attacking the brains by the normal morphines, the normal drugs. No, he is attacking you by everything and anything you can imagine. Let's go inside the Quran al-Kareem to see, to extract what exactly I'm talking about. He said, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون. At the very beginning, when you look at this ayah, you see it, oh, alhamdulillah, we have a NASA inside the Quran. You say Allah Azza wa Jal, He is talking about Layl and Nahar and Shams and Qamar. It's interesting. And then we pass by. In reality, we did not translate this ayah in the right way. How? هو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون. This is from Surah Al-Anbiya, number 35. I'm gonna translate it to English. And He is the one who created the night and the day and the sun and the moon, all traveling in their spheres. This is the first translation. I mean, you see it, it is very normal. But in reality, Allah Azza wa Jal here, He's talking about four state of matters. He is talking here about fourth state of matter. Look at your body. Look at yourself. You have a heart, you have a brain, and you have a blood, and you have something dry, the bone. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's talking in this ayah about you. How is it? هو الذي خلق الليل والنهار. الليل is the bone. Al-Nahar is the blood. I'll explain how. I want to explain how to show you the science that it is hidden inside the layers of the Quran al-Kareem. والشمس والقمر. الشمس, it is your heart. It is the mirror that I was talking about yesterday, and it is the reflection directly from Allah Azza wa Jal. This is how Allah Azza wa Jal, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was ascended, what he said, al-fu'ad. He didn't use al-qalb. Why? If you see, the fu'ad is starting by حرف الفاء من الفتح. إنا فتحنا لك فتحا مبينا. Al-qalb is the heart, is by حرف القاف. It is the electromagnetic field. You see how it is connecting all together? Everything is connected. And then you see the qalb is the sun, and it look like it. It look red. Look at the heart, red. Look at the color. Even the shape inside the electromagnetic field, how it is exactly the same shape for the sun. Look more wise. Look at your brain. Your brain look like what? Like the moon. It is like, and Allah Azza wa Jal, He is explaining the moon like al-arjawn al-qadim. What is arjawn? Layers like this, ugly, you know. The translator always say it is like tamar, al-arjawn al-qadim. But in reality, it is your brain. Look at your brain. It is exactly like the qamar, and it is cold. It is the same color. It is white. Look at the moon. It is white. So Allah Azza wa Jal, when He's saying to this ayah, هو الذي خلق الليل والنهار والشمس والقمر كل في فلك يسبحون. What is the falak? Is your body. And they are floating inside your body. Why? Because the floating by itself, it is something we call it tasbih. If you go outside that tasbih, you will go to be bad. You will turn bad. I want to explain it how. Okay. Now Allah Azza wa Jalla, He's saying in the Quran, everything is doing tasbih. Everything is doing tasbih, ولكن we cannot comprehend what is the tasbih exactly. Have you heard of this ayah before? You cannot comprehend what is tasbih exactly. This tasbih is, for example, if we bring the microscope, we put it under the atom, we bring it. Can we hear the atom saying subhanallah, subhanallah, subhanallah? No, we cannot hear that. Why? Because it doesn't speak your language, and it shouldn't be speaking your language. The atom is something as body, as a whole body, to make you who you are. I'll explain after. To make you who you are exactly. So anyway, we continue. So the way the atom is spinning, for example, the electron around the nucleus, this is how the tasbih. Yani Allah Azza wa Jal, He's saying, if every single one do his job, then He's doing his tasbih. What is your job in this earth? Is to know Allah Azza wa Jal. إِنَّكَ كَادِحٌ كَدْحًا إِلَى رَبِّكَ فَمُلَاقِيهِ. This is your job. This is your tasbih. While you are going to this goal, even if you're not saying subhanallah, 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 Allah Azza wa Jal will consider you as you are doing tasbih. Let me give you an example. There's a guy in Lebanon, he had billions of dollars, and suddenly he was killed, and they called him a martyr. What exactly happened? He was stealing from government. He made billions of dollars living out of other people's blood. And when he died, they called him a martyr. And someone, for example, he's sitting in his library, he's writing books, he's trying to do so and so, he's the best, he's very poor, and suddenly he died, nobody killed him, he called him al-mutawaffa ilallah. No, in reality, Allah Azza wa Jal will look at what you were doing while this happened to you, then you were killed, you're not a martyr. And if you are going your life in the right way Allah Azza wa Jal ordered you to be, you will be a martyr. You see, even if you were sleeping at your bed. That's why they say Shi'atuna, even if they die in bad, what? They are martyrs. Why? Because this is how you should live. You should live in a way of Rida Allah Azza wa Jal, even if you are not killed. You see, this is the difference. And then we continue. We say, Alam tara anna Allah yasjud lahu ma fi samawati wal ard wal shams wal qamar. Didn't you see that everything do sujood for Allah Azza wa Jal? If we read the ayah at the beginning, like we always know now, you see, Alam tara anna Allah yasjudu lahu ma fi samawati wa fil ard. You do not see that Allah is every single planet obey Him and they're doing sujood? No, we don't see it. Do you see the planet doing sujood? Who see it? Who see the planet is doing sujood? Can you tell me how the Shams is doing sujood? Can you tell me how? So how Allah Azza wa Jal here is telling you they're doing sujood? Then Allah Azza wa Jal contradicting Himself? No. Wali'azu billah. But He is telling you this, what we say it in psychology, reverse psychology. Why? Because He want to shock you. But obviously we've been reading Quran for so long, nobody was shocked. Why? Because nobody is understanding what he's reading. Alam tara anna Allah yajud lahu ma fi samawati wal ard. Did you see it? No, you didn't see it. How you see it? He is talking again about layers and layers and layers of science and secrecy on top of each other. And I assure you here, he mentioned samawat, al-ard, al-shams, al-qamar. Why al-ard? Because he's talking about your body. We are from adim al-ard. And when Allah Azza wa Jal, He's mentioning the ard here, the earth, He's talking about you. He's talking about your body. Why I'm mentioning those ayahs? I'm mentioning those ayahs because I want you to see why the devil is always attacking your body. Because when your body is under attack, you cannot think anymore. You have to save yourself. You have to keep saving yourself over and over and over and over. And you need to know what exactly He's doing. When we are happy, we're saying that all alamat is coming, right? Remember the first night I was saying, alhamdulillah, every Shia now here sitting, if you ask him about Imam Mahdi, everyone is expert in alamat. Subhanallah. Now if I ask anybody here, even this kid, he's 3 years old, I'll tell him, can you tell me the alamat of Imam Mahdi? He will list them all. But did you think about the alamat when Alamul Ins and Alamul Jinn will be clashed together like in the time of Sulaiman? Did you know that Alam al Jinn and Alam al Ins, they're gonna clash back? Same way that in Sulaiman, that in few years before the appearance of Imam Mahdi, you will see the Jinn back and you will see the Shayateen back. You will know that. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared that the Shaitan might be sitting in your house and with Jinn and you will be able to see him few years from now? Are you prepared? Because this is the Quran. He's telling you this. He's telling you when Imam Mahdi comes, it's going to be a war from the Jinn. It's going to be a war from Shayateen. It's going to be a war from Amalika. It's going to be a war from the people who inhabit earth from inside. It's going to be a war from Ya'juj and Ma'juj. Did you know who is Ya'juj and Ma'juj is? And if you think Ya'juj and Ma'juj are Chinese, then I want you to go please to any Chinese restaurant and have a meal there, because it's wrong. It's not the Chinese. Ya'juj and Ma'juj are people are inhabiting earth in different dimension. Allah Azza wa Jal, He's talking about Dhul Qarnayn from different dimension. He's not talking about someone who live in China. He's not talking about someone who live in China. You see, we have always layers and layers of secrecies, always going more and more and more. And then Allah Azza wa Jal will continue here. لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون. Again, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned that. Look how many times Allah Azza wa Jal is talking about Shams wal Qamar. He's saying your heart, for example, when a new baby born, how does he know that he need to eat? As he'll start crying immediately, right? He start crying. Why? Because the reflection of Allah Azza wa Jal through his heart, from his heart to his brain is letting him know that if you cry, Allah Azza wa Jal will feed you. You see? That's why he said, لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر. It shouldn't be, it shouldn't go faster than the qamar. You see? Always everything is in the right way. Now, alhamdulillah, we have people who always follow the science. In which way? Let's say, for example, NASA now has told us there's a moon is gonna hit Earth tomorrow. Immediately we'll flip the Quran, we'll say, oh look, this is exist here. And then when this happened, the moon passed by, it didn't hit the Earth. Oh no, we'll say, I'm sorry, we make mistake with the Quran. Didn't say that anymore. For 60, 70 years, we've been saying exactly same thing. But in reality, we need to think beyond what all the science saying, because the Quran is the ultimate science. It is just one book. It is just one book. But I can assure you, this Quran, if it's read the right way, it will talk about your life. It will talk about every single one life, because every ayah inside the Quran, it's working by the clock. The more the clock is working, the more it's going down, the ayah will change its meaning, because the Quran does not expire. For example, when Imam Mahdi comes, do you think I'm sorry, إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح will end? It will expire? No. إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواج. It will continue. It will always continue, but it will change the meaning, because the Quran works with time. Doesn't work like what we think. Always we read it from the translation. Translation been for how many years now? But Ahlul Bayt left us. For example, if you look at Al-Kafi or at all this translation book, 130 or 120 juz'. Look how much science inside. And all left there. For example, a person will be shy to open and see if you cry about Imam Hussein, then Allah Azza wa Jal will heal you from something, from the virus. Or people shy to say that if you read Ziyarat Ashura will give you so much barakat that Allah Azza wa Jal will give you money or give you relief. You know, the Ebola virus and whatever virus gonna come, always there gonna be viruses, always. Before the swine flu, if you keep remembering, I remember from 2000, the year 2000 till this moment, every 3 years they have to make you afraid from something, because they want to take your money, they want to make you live in fear, they want to but I want to give you a prescription, and this prescription always will work, and you won't worry about anything. What is it? Every single day you need to read Ziyarat Ashura. Every single day, read Ziyarat Ashura. I assure you nothing will happen to you. I assure you nothing will happen to you. No Ebola will attack you. No virus will hit you. No, you cannot go outside the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Why? Because the connection with Imam Hussein, is this way. We always say that لبيك يا أبا عبد الله كل أرض عاشوراء كل يوم عاشوراء كل أرض كربلاء. But are we living that every single day? Are we living it every single? No, we're not. We only live it only in Ashura, during Ashura. Our masajid always empty except in Ramadan or Ashura. Nobody attend anything except on those days. And after that, everyone will quit attending. We will be busy, buying new Xbox. We'll be busy buying new computers, new games. And then till next Ashura, goodbye Husseyniyat. Inshallah, we'll see you next Ashura. That if we live. We didn't change anything. Imam Hussein didn't die just for you to celebrate those 10 days, and then, alhamdulillah, Ashura finished, and then we can go listen to music. Now, listening to music, if they encrypt all whatever saying, for example, now, if you go to YouTube or something, look for the digital drug, look for it. You will hear it like it's just a regular beat. But if you look more into it, if you listen more deeper, you will feel something is going on inside you. What if this music if you are listening to, are encrypted inside every song you are listening? That's why we always say listening to music is haram. Listening to music is haram. Even if you are listening, let's say, to Islamic music, music by itself is a drug. Whatever it is, even if you listen to regular nasheed. I'm not saying it's haram. Maraji' say some of them it's halal depending on what exactly the tool used and whatever it is. But let's say even if you're listening to a regular one, it is your brain and somehow it's drugged. So I want you to always focus on what exactly best for you. I want you to reflect what is Imam Hussein, why he died for. He didn't die just for one Yazid that existed and that he lived in Syria. He didn't die for that Yazid only. He died for many Yazids to live. And our Yazid of this time is the digital Yazid. I want you to be aware from this digital Yazid that live with us now. The computers, they can be used for good stuff, they can be used for bad stuff. But I don't want you to go today, I don't want you to go today to the house to say you cannot open YouTube anymore for your kids. No, I want you to explain to them what is going on. Why? Because if they come up with the different drug, your kid will be immune from drugs in general, not just one type of drugs. I want to just mention this story and then I'll conclude. For example, I remember during my age there was the phone. The mother always used to go after girls saying you cannot talk on phones, you cannot talk on phones with boys. And ladies will listen, girls will listen to that. But when phones came up with text messaging, because they're not immune to the text messaging, so girls start text message the boys. And then we have to wait 10 more years for mothers to know about this problem and then to tell them don't talk to boys in text messaging. If from the very beginning you told your girls why you cannot talk to the boys, they would understand. Even if the text messages existed, even if the IM existed, even if the WhatsApp existed, even the Facebook existed, they would know why. But if you tell them do not talk on the phone, they won't understand why. They think it's the phone the problem, not them talking to boys. This is how I want you to be with your kids. That's how I want you to teach them. I want you to teach yourself too. والحمد لله رب العالمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر صلوا على محمد وآل محمد